Okay, good morning Affordaplane builders. Darren here from Calgary, just giving you a quick update on where the build was at. Took a week off there for Easter break with the kids and the holidays and back at it. So I want to kind of bring up to speed where I'm at. And before I do that, I want to show you my new light that I found a ballast out the back of my clinic there last week. I think the guy next door to me was doing some renos and threw a bunch of them out, so I grabbed one, and in true Affordaplane style, if it's free and you can use it, hey, why not? So hung that up there. It provides more light for the bandsaw and the drill press. So anyways, where I've been at the last, I guess, couple weeks or week or so was getting this front cabin section sorted out. Now I looked at the plans, lots of drawings, and didn't really have a clear idea until I started working with it. And here's how I did mine. So these are all 3/4 inch angles, and just kind of, and I wanted the outside here flush. I saw some people did some different things, but I just cut it and I used some angles, a bunch of gussets here. They're all kind of clecoed in place right now, and it's pretty firm, pretty solid, and I'm pretty happy with it. And the skins are going to lay against here flat. I have a whole bunch of flush rivets left over, I think from the Sonics kit, so I'm going to countersink these holes and then use the flush rivets so the outside skin is nice and firm, is nice and flat and flush, and then I will cover that with I'm going to experiment with a little bit of aircraft wrap vinyl to put some vinyl here on both sides and make it look nice and pretty. I'm going to paint the back here. I'm going to try a little bit of vinyl covering. One thing I like about these projects is I learn something new each time. I think the first time was playing with some Superflight covering. Next time around with an airplane was I learned how to kind of use flush rivets, kind of like I did here. Or with, I mean, solid rivets, where I use kind of the bucking bar and the rivet squeezer, kind of use that skills there for this one. The next time around was using base coat, clear coat, painting with car paint, and so that was fun to learn with an HVLP gun. This time looking forward to using, like I said, try out a little bit of vinyl wrap, and I've read lots about it, see how that works. It's just a small section, shouldn't be a big deal, but I think it would be nice, add a nice finish to it. And the other thing I'm really looking forward to is, let me put my engine mock-up on here, is I want to learn how to do fiberglass layup. Now, I have seen lots of guys and they finish off the front here with kind of an aluminum boat hull looking kind of design, which is fine, but I think I want to try, like the plan suggests, using some pink foam, make like a heated electrical or hot wire foam cutter. I'm going to lay up some pink foam here and learn how to do some nice fiberglass layup. I think it will turn kind of more of a squarish looking plain design into a nicer finish off the front, quite nice. So I'm actually looking forward to that. And again, part of the fun of building these things is learning new skills, and that's what I'm looking forward to playing with this one here. So we use the flush rivets. What arrived in the mail while I was gone was my brakes and things. I got this from AZ USA. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Pardon me if I'm not. But this is what came. These wheels are the super light ones, which are really nice. I found these drum brakes, again, I think from the Sonics kit, and again in true Affordaplane style. If you have it sitting around in the hangar and you can use it, why not? So these are the drum brakes here, the brake assembly here, and this is a 5/8 inch. It's going to fit here with some, it's going to fit inside of here. It's going to kind of fit in there, kind of like that. And here's the drum brake, and here's the drum brake assembly, and that all, of course, goes together like this. And of course, I got these big, I think they're like 13-inch wheels or tires or whatever they are, and I think this plane's going to land pretty easily, pretty much like a pussycat, so I don't think I'm going to have too much trouble with suspension. I commented on that in the last video. Didn't have a suspension idea I really liked, but I think this has to run these at 20 pounds pressure, so that should be okay. I think it's going to add some nice cushion for the landing there. What also came in the mail was my seat, my fancy seat tank combo. Now, I will comment on one thing about what sucks about building airplanes sometimes in Canada when you got to order from the States, is that this thing was like 90 bucks to ship, and then when I got to the post office, another $40 in duty to clear it across the border. So that really sucks. But anyways, the post office ought to get on the Affordaplane program mentality. But one of the problems I discovered is this. When I put it up here in the place I want to have it seating, this is a mock-up of my aileron torque tube that's going to go along here under the seat. And then, of course, this torque tube is going to run through, I don't know if you can see the hole here. It's going to go through there, which is another shot of the hole there. And and the tube's going to come out here. Aileron bell crank is going to be here. It's going to go up to the ailerons. The problem is when this guy has to be mounted, the seat has to go really high because the seat has this plastic boss area at the bottom here that makes the seat sit up really, really high. And when I sit in it, my head is literally like a ½ inch from this longeron up there. And I've banged my head a time or two on a canopy, and it doesn't feel good. This will be even worse. And so I can't have the seat sitting up that high. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut this off here, and then use, like, you know, aluminum rivets and Pro Seal, kind of like you do in other aircraft builds, and close off the tank there. And that way I will be able to lower the seat down to, which is better for me. I'm only 5'9", 150 pounds, so I'm not a big guy, but that was too close, and so that's one of the problems I didn't realize I would have until this thing came in the mail. I'm also going to make a sighting fuel gauge. Rather than having like a fuel tank capacitor from here and running it to the dash to show fuel level, I'm just going to do like I've done in the past. Just put a couple holes here and just have a tube sticking out here, so I can just, you know, stick my head to the side of the seat and see how much fuel I got, and learn to fly by that. So again, for me, it's keep it simple, keep it light, get her done. So that's my idea for the fuel tank there. That's my problem down there with the torque tube. I got to sort that out. Those are my wheels and brakes, and the fiberglass layup. One other thing I want to show you before we close her down here, this is I got to show you this thing. This is my apparatus now. I had a bunch, as you see from the last video, I have a bunch of this leftover 2x2 square 6061 aluminum. And in true Affordaplane style, you can't waste good stuff that you've paid good money for. So in order for me to use this, I had to cut it down into more usable, like this 3/4 inch angle. And that's the angle that I used all here. All this stuff came from my leftovers that I had. But how do you cut this stuff down? Well, this is my chop saw that doubles as a table saw. And so I, you know, took the safety off of this blade part here. I rigged this up, and so I would feed this tube through the table saw like that. And of course, out of one of these you can get 4 angles, and you can make them as long as you want. So the end result would be lots of pieces like this. But let me tell you, this thing scares the pee-pee out of me, because it spits aluminum shavings like everywhere. In fact, I put this backdrop up just to keep everything from being showered. And it came down to the point where I had to use my motorcycle helmet and gloves and jacket when I was running the saw, because, man, it would just shower you, and it's very frightening. Didn't like it, but I had to, you know, come up with a way to use it. As I said, you can't waste the materials, but I was fearful of seeing my dental career going up in a spurt of blood and missing fingers, but thank God, still got 10 fingers, and I go to work today. So yeah, so that was something I modified and did, and I'm almost done with it now anyways. I think I've cut most of the angles that I need. Here's my firewall idea before I go. This is my firewall idea. I did my gussets here, which everybody will realize I did this all in one piece here. Put some lightning holes in there, and I can close off the firewall real nice so that junk doesn't come back there, and that's all going to be riveted solid there. And so that's kind of it. So next video update will hopefully have this thing all closed over. I have some nice ideas for the turtle deck up here, the glare shield. To me, carbon fiber is super sexy looking in airplanes, and I got an idea for my instrument panel or something here. I got to kind of figure that out. I got some stuff laying around, and again, the thing I really am enjoying with this project is using up all the stuff I've had laying around for quite some time, and I get to kind of use it and integrate it. You know, like I said, the rivets that are sitting around and brake drums and stuff like that, it's all kind of neat. So it's working out pretty good. One of the tools that I've found I'm using quite a bit is this angle drill here, to be able to get into some of the tight areas where the drill can't fit. So that's just something I'm glad I had, again, laying around. But that's kind of where we're at. Middle of April, been on it for a couple months, and she's coming on real well. Looking forward to getting her up in the air. Who knows when? People ask you, when's it going to be done? The answer is always, it's going to be done on Tuesday. So anyways, oh yeah, and the skins are here. These were from the aviation aisle at Home Depot. So just regular, I think they're .025 or something like that thickness aluminum, and the skins are here, and a couple extra over there that I'm going to use. And so, all right, well, that's it for now. If anybody has any questions, of course, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. And oh yeah, one other thing. My wings are going to fold on this plane. It has to be able to fit in a hanger next to the other plane. And so I'm going to make my wing support struts, one here obviously, that's going to rotate, and this guy here too that has to rotate, because the strut's going to come up here to the wing, and when the wing is going to fold from this rear angle there, channel there, so the wing's going to fold back on the trailing edge to be able to do that. Going to support the front here, of course, with a U-bracket as well, with like a clevis pin. So that will be my way to be able to disconnect that quickly. And of course all these guys, but my strut has to be able to, my wing strut has to be able to rotate. So that's what that's all about. Oh yeah, and the last thing was these angles that Dave was talking about are from, where is it at here? Leading edge airfoils. Let me show you these quickly before I go, before this video gets too long. 1 second here. Right, so these are them. This is the 2-inch and the 1 3/4. They're aluminum. They say that they're supposed to be super tough. They're really light, and I was looking for the steel ones, but couldn't find them anywhere. And so these are what Dave was talking about in one of his posts there, of these ones from Leading Edge Airfoil. So if you want to get those, yeah, they seem to work okay. I'm going to try them. I'll let you know. All right, that's it for now. Signing off. I'll catch you later.